Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the motivational queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.IamEnough365.com.
Go through with PTSD also, I'm ex-military, but I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something, because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab the microphone. Did you hear what I just said? I got skills. Rapping on the mic, I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I grind. I am enough.
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 I am enough. Times right now, totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I know the blood going out. Hold the microphone, I'm like the blood. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take a turn. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say I am enough. Say I am enough. Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough, but say I am enough. Say I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In ATL.
In the ATL.
Well, that's what it is. What you think, Grady?
I love it. I love it. I'm enough.
That's what it is. Happy Sunday.
Yes.
What's going on?
Girl, everything.
Huh?
You know how just getting ready for this Sunday? You know how we do? I'm so ready for this show.
Shows back to back today.
Yeah, back to back, 8 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Grady Taylor in the house, in the building, gracing us on the presence of the I Am Enough talk show. What we just crossing over, right?
Hey, that's how we have to do. We
Got to do it.
cross promote, you know. And I'm so grateful and honored to be on your show, Wanda.
Are you?
Me.
Well, it's such a pleasure to have you, and welcome everybody. Come on in the room wherever you're watching. Maybe you're watching from YouTube, or you might be watching from Facebook or Instagram. But I just want to say thank you for tuning in today. This show is going to be very powerful because I am celebrating and I am honoring our Black men. So I want to get inside y'all head. I want to figure out, maybe help me understand some stuff. Okay, that's what's going on today. So just want to thank everybody for joining us. And also, if you out there watching, please put in where you're tuning in from, hashtag I am enough. And please share this information. Just hit the share button. Sharing is caring. If you have any questions for any of the gentlemen, just put it in the feed, or you can call us. You can call 404-721-1724. And I'm gonna scroll that by in a minute. But Grady, what's been up? How was your day today?
Today was a peaceful day. Just been studying, taking classes today. Always trying to elevate my mind. Study and stay so I can show myself approved.
Show yourself approved.
That's right.
That's good. That's good. So the family doing good. Everybody.
Family doing good. I had the house to myself pretty much. Work. I got to work with my daughter on her presentation tomorrow. So tomorrow, my daughter is teaching the class tomorrow. So I don't know what her discussion is, but I told her after I finish my shows, we got to go over her plan or what she's going to talk about tonight. So she's like, I got it. So that's cool.
So that's cool. We got Miss Sandy Rogers in the building. Hey. Shout out to Miss Sandy Rogers, and we're gonna see her tomorrow on the Wanda D. Hollis show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see her. And we got Lisa in the building. She said, "Hey, Queen Wanda D and the King." So yes. Thank you, Lisa, for stopping by. We got Merle in the building, all the way from D-Town. Woo-hoo. That's my town, Grady. That's my town. That's my town. Yes. The D. And we got a small town. She said small town girl is in the house. I mean, small town. I think, where is she from? Flowery Branch. I think that's where Lisa's from.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Still Atlanta. Still Atlanta.
You know about Flowery Branch.
Yeah, been there a few times.
So let me just get some information out of the way. We are having the WWCA is having an event on this Saturday coming, right? Yeah, Grady, don't look at me like that. I'm positive. It's this Saturday. It's coming, and which I have to get the links because I was confused on how people register or whatever. But the thing that I like about what's going to be taking place is we're going to be discussing mental health, cancer awareness, and domestic violence, because those things are never really discussed all together, but it is going to be discussed, and that is brought to coming to everybody by some of the team members, which is Miss Amber Ann Lyons and also Demetria Winters will be presenting. And WWCA is on the move. We be doing stuff every other day now.
I know. It's hard to keep up. We have all the other talk shows and platforms that are associated. Shout out to everybody, Miss Amber Lyons and her group, her team. The podcast.
The team podcast. Yep, that was a great event that we had.
Yes,
it absolutely was. And on tomorrow on the Wanda D. Hollis show, Sandy Rogers and the gang are coming back for part 2 of the Women of the Heal Thyself, which is an event that's taking place with them coming up very soon. So they're going to come back in, and so we can dive in deep. So I can't wait to see that happen as well. And what else is going on? Oh, and we're still in our 100 days of motivation to manifestation.
Wait, 52? 50?
It will, tomorrow will be day 50.
Okay. So I've been keeping up.
Yeah, tomorrow will be day 50. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, Grady, I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna let you go ahead on and introduce yourself to everybody. Let them know who you are, because some people may know you, some people may not know you, and then I'm gonna bring in the other gentleman, and we're gonna jump into this conversation.
Oh wow. DJ Grady, baby. Born and raised Atlanta. Grady High School. Born in Grady Hospital, 10 Grady High School, live across from Grady home. Just a true Atlanta native who truly loves Atlanta Falcons. I'm loyal to my team, so don't hate me, don't judge me, okay? I'm a producer of 5 shows: the Grady Taylor Show, the Wanda D. Hollis Show, Dwan After Dark, and what else? Oh my God, the Tisa Beatty Show. So it's 4 shows, and working on some new things. I just don't want to let the cat out the bag, but you're going to see me back on the radio station really soon. I'm going to tell you, we're going to be back on the radio station, and the iPhone apps and the Android apps will be available soon. We just got to transfer from the other station to this new station. Like I said, producer, if you have a show, any content that you're looking to be on a platform, I'm providing platforms for authors, anybody that want to have a talk show, because we elevating, because anybody that come on the Grady Taylor Show end up going to the next thing. Shout out to Miss Samantha Fitz. She came to the Grady Taylor Show. Next thing you know, she's having interviews with Oprah Winfrey. Shout out to Nathaniel Smith. He started out, his interview on the Grady Taylor Show. We saw him on CNN. And just everybody came through. They doing their thing. They blowing up. So I'm definitely, this is a launching pad platform, you know, and also to create people who help people create their own platform. You know, that's what we do here. I'm all about being a service to the people.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Woo, woo. You get a bell grading. So let me bring up my gentlemen so they can well, you know what? I'm gonna do this in proper order. It's a order to things, okay? It's always an order to the way you do things. Right, King?
What's going on?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm just happy to see you as always.
As always, you bring a smile to my face every time I see you.
Oh, thank you. Whatever I got, you can have it. You say the right thing, King. Whatever I got, you can have it. Now, for some of you that may not know, Kevin Thornton is no stranger to broadcast. Been rocking. I first met Kevin. We was both with Instinct Radio. That's where we first met. And just our spirits are just, you know, together on some things. So I've been on his show many times. We've moved from Instinct onto Status Network. And so, Kevin, I'm just going to let you tell the people about you. We're going to move out the way so you can tell everybody about who you are and what you do. And then we're going to get into this conversation.
All right. My name is Kevin Thornton. I am the Wellness Architect, host of the Wellness Architect Show. I am a life coach, holistic health coach, whose purpose and passion is to inspire, educate, and empower people to be the best version of themselves, mind, body, and spirit. I'm an author of the book 20 Beautiful Men, and I'm also going to be coming out as one of the co-authors of Waking Up Winning Volume 2. And I'm here to shed light to those in darkness, and you know, use my platform to inspire men to be the best version of themselves and change the narrative of how people see Black men.
Wow, I was trying to do something. You cut me off too fast, but anyway, moving right along. You said something, and we're gonna get into that. So I'm gonna hold my mule on that one, because there's definitely a narrative that's misrepresented. But I want to bring on someone else that I met through you. So I think it's only fitting that he's there. There he is, right there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, King? How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic today. Today is one of those winding down days. I was able to just, you know, clear my thoughts, you know, focus on some stuff and then focus on some good stuff, you know.
Okay, wonderful. I met you through Kevin. He introduced you to the project. He said, hey, you know, this brother I think will be a really good fit. And we, you know, you got the information and we rocking it out. So I want to say again, welcome to the Wake Up Winning, no matter what
I got you.
Project. I'm getting my words. I want to say process. It is a process involved, but it's definitely a project. So we're gonna move out your way so then you can introduce yourself more to the people. Let them know who you are, what you do, why you do what you do. Okay, we're gonna back up out your way.
My name is Ronald Coward. I am a motivational speaker. I am a transformational coach, a professional chef, and the CEO of the t-shirt brand Scriptures. And also one of the co-authors of the Waking Up Winning No Matter What Volume 2. For everything that I do, everywhere that I go, I try to be an inspiration to people and help them, you know, look at things from a different angle. You know, if you're dealing with an issue or you're just, you know, having a bad day, everything I try to give, the motivation and the uplifting, is really for the people. As we work together, we're able to conquer bigger obstacles in front of us and work as a community and, you know, go from a community to a town, to a state, to a country. So for me, it's all about unity, and everything I'm doing is just showing people that I went through the same things you went through. And also, you know, if we just work together, the load gets a little bit easier and we are able to share the actual benefit of the result.
Awesome. I just love that when, you know, how you say it from, I used to have a saying that I was taking over locally and expanding globally, you know, and now that we don't have borders, we can literally do much you know, a lot of stuff that we couldn't do before because we had these limitations. But through social media, we're able to do a lot more. And I see you do a lot of work as far as motivating people. And so just, you know, so King, I just want to say I am glad to have you on here today because you're definitely someone that I think is a positive light, and we need to be seen, you know, we need to see the light.
Thank you. Appreciate for being a part of it also.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. So let me get our other kings back here in the building. So, okay, so let me tell y'all, let me give y'all the backstory to why y'all here. Okay, so every year around, I usually do it in June, but this June something else was going on, and I do a show that I can honor our Black men, I'm taking all responsibility for y'all, okay? My Black men, I honor my Black men. And the reason why I do this, and I've been doing this now for, I want to say at least 4 years. The reason why I do it is because I really feel like the Black man does not get the recognition that he deserves. And because I have platforms that I could showcase, you know, my people on, and people and things that are important to me, that's what I choose to do. So at least once a year, I have this platform or engagement of where I want to hear from you. I want to really, for you to be as expressive as you need to be. There is a lot of things going on, especially, you know, we're in a climate that we've never seen before. You know, this is like all new to everybody, what we're going through now. So I just feel like it's very important because I see my kings constantly under attack. I mean, you know, always under attack. But yet, what I want to do also is to demonstrate how you all keep going no matter what. You know, no matter what's thrown at you, no matter what obstacles you face, you just seem to just keep on going, keep plugging along. So that's why you're here. So I just want to say thank you. And I want to acknowledge some people that's tuned in because they was dropping some comments out as well. But that's the start of this conversation. So for anybody listening or watching, if you have any questions for the gentleman, then please, you know, just put a question down there in the comments. So shout out to Dwan is watching. Dwan, say hello, family. That's from the DJ Grady Taylor family. Yes. And yeah, so here we go. Kevin, can you, I know you've been, this will be your second book that you come into.
Yes, ma'am.
And this book that
Did we lose her?
Yeah.
All right. Give us just a second, y'all. One is trying to reconnect to the show. Man, brothers, y'all had a great introduction. I forgot to left off. I left off. I was a co-author as well. But you guys, man, have an amazing story. I can't wait to the book release and for us in December, right? The book launch will be in December.
Yes, sir.
So looking forward to that. I wonder, are we back?
Yeah, I'm back. But you know what? Okay, Grady, good. I'm glad you're here because I see stuff going on with my computer that I might get lost again. So go ahead, Grady. What were you saying? I don't want to come back.
I'm looking forward to meeting the guys at our book launch in December. That we're preparing for the I Am Enough book release.
Wake Up Winning. Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same.
Okay, I Am Enough. I Am Enough. Wake Up Winning, no matter what. Volume 2.
Brands be crossing.
Yes.
So, did I have a question on the table? I don't even remember.
You were trying to ask me a question, but
I was.
You froze up.
Yeah, and I don't even what was my question? I don't know. Oh, I know what it was. It was about your first book being that it was a collaboration with other men. So you got a chance to work with other, you know, individuals, and that's kind of like rare that men come together like that and, you know, to do certain things. But women come together all the time. So did you find that as a different type of experience, or explain just how was that for you when you
it was amazing because it was an instant brotherhood. And we all really supported each other through the whole process. And even to this day, one of the guys that was one of the co-creators is in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And he reached out to me and was like, hey, I like what you're doing. I want to feature you, on my show out in Australia. So, and he just didn't know that was one of the things I wanted to do was go international. And Australia is one of the places I wanted to reach out to. And so he just came up and like, I got you. And we all met up, in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was the first time we ever met. It was like instant chemistry. We all still keep in touch. We all still try to support each other. So it was I was pleasantly surprised by the camaraderie and the brotherhood.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So where and I know you do a lot of traveling, and also me and Kevin's connected through Michigan because you went to Eastern, right?
I went to Eastern and I lived in Detroit. Actually, I used to go get my gas at her father's gas station.
Wow.
Which I didn't know until last
Till
time
we had to have conversation, right?
Yeah.
So such a small world.
I always tried to support Black-owned businesses. It was like 2 Black-owned gas stations in my area. So I tried to support either one of those, and both of those gas stations were either her father's or her father's friends. So that was a small world. So it was pretty cool.
That is so weird how we were having this conversation, right? And I told Kevin, I said, well, yeah, my parents used to own the Shell station on 7 Mile and DeQuinder. And so he was like, yeah, I used to go there. I said, and so I told him the backstory was there were friends, my grandfather and his friend, that they had that station together, and then they broke off partnerships, and his friend went on Livernois in 7 Mile and 8 Mile, Livernois and 8 Mile. So then Kevin was like, I used to go between both of those gas stations, which it was another Shell station. So I was just like, wow, that was pretty impressive too, because you didn't have Black people owning franchises, not gas stations anyway.
Yeah, and I purposely found them because I wanted my money to go to them instead of going to the other people.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So Ronald, tell me this. You be chefing it up too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been involved in the culinary arts?
Professionally, I've been doing it. December makes 10 years for me professionally.
Wow.
It's been a long time coming. I learned a lot. I worked under a lot of great chefs, and I just had a good time because the culinary field, it really offers you just a different amount of people. You're gonna have you have like literally therapists in there, barbers. You have different types of people who come in, whether it's front of the house or back of the house. So it gave me a chance to really be able to be that leader and that mentor to people, not mentor, but that encourager to people who I can just uplift. And if they're having a bad day, because if you're getting smacked with like 200 reservations, it can, and you letting them all in at once, it can be kind of quite frustrating. So you got to be that person to be able to keep everybody on track and keep them focused on the end game, which is getting all the food out and making having beautiful art leave the kitchen and go to the dining room.
What attracted you to that industry?
I used to love to bake cakes, and I started off baking like the little Betty Crocker cakes in high school. Didn't really know any better. And from there, I seen somebody like make some from scratch. I used to think like all cookies were made in a factory. And then when I seen like cookies made like from scratch, I was like, all right, this is what I want to get into. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm like, I'm a cookie guy. So from there, I just, I did warehouse for a long time. And then eventually I seen the Le Cordon Bleu commercial. And I was living in Miami at this point. And I went out there to go apply, and it was like a lot of money. So I went back to doing warehouse. Like a year later, I went back out to apply. It was still a lot of money, but then I, got approved for financial aid, and I just started from there. I just had a hunger for, making great food for people and being able to contribute to their good day. If they were having a bad day, a good meal can change that whole thing around. So I'm in charge of people's mood when they come to dinner. I'm in charge of the whole, aura when they come in. So I wanted to be a part of that, and then seeing like different types of cuisines and from all around and different types of plates, and seeing the thoughts that people had and made a reality on the plate, that always intrigued me. So once I seen like everything always step up, I felt like I had to be a part of this, and I have to travel other places and go cook in other kitchens and things of that nature. So it really just kind of attracted me, and I think we were kind of meant to be together since I was young. You know, my grandmother kind of taught me some cooking skills, so from there I just kind of took that as how to feed myself, and you know, after that I just took it to the next level, doing it professionally.
I love that, and I was going to ask you that. What would be your favorite? Is it baking or is it something else?
It's cooking. Baking is something that you have to have the patience for, because if you mess
Okay.
up on something, you got to start all over again. So cooking,
Yeah.
I can recover from cooking. If I mess up on something, I can find something to put on it, a sauce or whatnot. So you can recover quicker from cooking. But baking is something that if you're really engaged in it, and you really have the patience for it, I would say dive all the way in, because I've seen some cakes and it's like you see it so beautifully built, whereas like we're not going to eat that. We're just going to let that sit right there, and it just deserves to just look at us, you know, all day. But I would prefer cooking more than anything else.
Okay. And now tell me about your other business that you have.
Right now I'm working. I have another project right now that I'm working on, as far as also the book that I'm working on, Wicked on Winning, and my book that is going to come out next year, May, that is titled Service Memoirs of a Line Cook. But at the present moment, I'm doing my t-shirt brand, Scriptures. I've been promoting that all over, national and international, doing my own designs. And it's, for me, this brand is more of a bridge. You know, we have I've seen a bridge when I was younger. When I used to go to church when I was younger, church is about like 7 hours long, you know, and then, you know, either you were religious or you just weren't involved. So there are certain people who are more spiritual, and they like the word of God, but they don't want to kind of go through all the technical stuff, quote unquote. So I created this brand to be the bridge, because some people just want to have that bridge to be able to come over and still have the connection with God. And I've been on the other side where I was living my life any way that I wanted to, but I went to this one church, and just the way the pastor would speak it just related to me. It resonated to me. So I wanted to create something to be that bridge for people to be able to speak to religious people, and religious people be able to speak to spiritual people, and for all of us to get along. I mean, no matter what we're into, we're all into different things. It doesn't mean, just because we're different doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's a great thing. The differences that we go through in life, it's what, you know, brings us together. You know, I don't care what you're into, as long, you know, for the most part, if it's like positive, you know, I want to be a part of it, because what it is I can learn from your differences, and I can be stronger where your weakness is at, and vice versa for me. So you get a chance to meet different types of people all over. And with traveling up and down the East Coast, I've been able to have those conversations with spiritual people and with religious people, from pastors to bishops to deacons to just somebody I'm working with on the line that's, you know, that's going to cover my behind if I'm getting it from the trenches. You know, we can have those conversations. So it opens up the floor for like relationships and common ground. And that's what I love, because when you can get to know someone, you just, you know, you create a deeper bond with them. And, you know, now you know that I can rely on this person. And, you know, the word should be spread around, but sometimes people can spread the word in a sense where you don't want to listen, because it's like they're kind of shoving it down your throat instead of giving you the option to want to get closer to God and be able to create that relationship with them. So that's why I created this brand, Scriptures, to do that. You know, on one hand, I have t-shirts with scriptures on them. And on the other hand, I have graphic tees with just the logo, and maybe
I
you'll
like
see
that shirt you have on. That's a nice shirt.
this one. Thank you so much. This is one of my newer designs. So, you know, I wanted to create that. So something like this type of shirt would have just like a scripture on it, like the actual Matthew 5:19, and, you know, go from there. But some will actually have the actual scriptures on it where you can read it. And I love being out, and then I have one of my shirts on, and somebody just, I love that verse, and that's the verse that I live by. So I love to get acknowledgement from that.
Right.
And that, you know, that I can have that bond with people, because it creates that common ground with everybody.
That's great. And you know, that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about, like get y'all views on that whole struggle that people have, that religious versus you know, spirituality. And I'm a swing that back over to you, Kevin, and then Grady, you can, you know, go ahead on with that.
About the struggle between
Yeah.
it's a big struggle now. I think because now I think there's a change in the dynamics of faith, and people now becoming more spiritual than religious, because a lot of times people feel like you could be connected to the higher source without having to be going to church, you know, for 2 or 3 hours in a day. And a lot of times too, I just think now, especially from a male's perspective, a lot of the men they see church as like high school, and you have people who are in the popular class that like are in the front pews of about the preacher, and you know everybody feels as they go to this church, they have the right to pass judgment on you if you don't act a way or some kind of way, and people get turned off by that. And so now you get a lot of people more spiritual, and they create their own relationship with God. Because at the end of the day, it's about creating a relationship with God, not with a religion. Right? It's a religion, and I think that's where it is. And so now it is trying to create that connection of what's the difference between religion and spirituality. I'm more spiritual myself, that. I do my thing where I try to stay connected to the source my way,
Right.
by prayer and meditation, and knowing that, staying connected to the source and knowing that He is my friend, not the people a lot of times that's in the church that feel they have the right to pass judgment. So
Grady, what's your views on that?
Like my brother said, I'm kind of I agree with my brother. I'm more spiritual now. I grew up religion, being in church from Monday through Sunday. Granddaddy was a preacher. Mama's taught Sunday school, so every time the doors of church were open, we was there. As I got older and started seeing things and recognize things for myself, I kind of got away from church, but I studied the Bible. Like I know the Bible, inside and out, but don't ask me to quote no scriptures. I'll give you my paraphrasing of the scriptures. But I learned, I think the thing that kind of hurt me was, with going to church and being religious, when you make a mistake, your church members will look at you and judge you and kind of like cast you to the side. Nobody never pulled you, say, hey, come on, you messing up. You need to do this. They never consoled you or anything like that. So I still stayed in my Bible, and I just moved spiritually, like right from wrong, and just listen to my inner spirit. God speaks to you. All you got to do, just put yourself in a quiet place. You can hear Him, man. And everything, since I took on that mindset, like everything has really been just working for me. So spiritually, I think it's more of the Word and more your spirit of being in tune with with the Creator. And not the individual, in the building. A lot of people get caught up on what the individual tell them or preach. And the Bible always says, study to show thyself approved. So, and that's how I try to do, write a book and just do the right thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, one thing that I know that there's always been that balance. I remember like growing up, my grandfather, he never went to church, and until later in life, like really he was just like, okay, I'm gonna go. But it was like much later. But it did not stop him from demonstrating kindness, so it was like he left us with more loving values than I seen some men that went to church. So I never judged people on whether they went to church or not, because church, as far as I'm concerned, is always within you, and it's about what you did. He did a lot of work for the community. He did a lot of work for the family. Every family member that wanted to move to Detroit from the South, they could come and live with us, and he provided everybody with jobs. So, I saw him do the work, and this is what I love about some of the people that I see in our community that do the work, that take the time. You mentioned, Grady, nobody pulled you to the side and said, hey, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you and tell you what you did wrong. They just kind of cast you out. And I know, Kevin, you do a lot of mentoring as well. Pulling the brothers to the side. So, and Ronald, I'm not sure but you sound like you are, right there giving people everything you got too, because I've watched from watching your lives. So, because I think that Black men are very spiritual, more so, and my reason for that is just because of the connection to the Creator, being the protectors, you can't possibly be the protectors and not be, spiritual.
Mhm.
So why do you think, and anybody can answer this, why do you think that then there's always this stigma saying that Black men don't really protect the community or care about people? Why do you think that is? Anybody could take
Oh,
it.
okay. I will say, comically speaking, we're always under attack, so it's hard to defend something when you're under attack. At first, you got to protect yourself first, in order before you can protect the community.
Okay. Okay. So y'all got Grady's view. Anybody else want to join?
I think it's about. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kev.
Go ahead, Ron. Go first.
I think it's more of like Grady said, we're always under attack or whatnot, but we also have to take the time too to strengthen ourselves to where we're able to, still help people while we're under attack, because the attack is never going to stop, right? So whether we face it alone or we face it together, it's never really going to stop. But we have to be able to, put our egos to the side and band together and know that, that the enemy is only really going to come. We're going to be under attack. If you're by yourself, you're an easy target. You're an easy victim. If you're all together, no one's going to think about, coming to get you if it's like 6 or 7 or 10 or 50, however many people it's going to be. So we have to take the time out to just say, like, hey, no matter what it is, like this is my brother. I got to help this person out. If you see somebody slipping, you see somebody slacking, say something to them, pull them to the side. If they don't have the right way of going about it, inform them. Like I'll pull somebody to the side as Kev does, and I'm going to inform them, of how to go about it in a better way. I'll let them know, like, hey, it's a different way to do this, or that's the wrong way, but let me give you a better way of doing this, instead of just, shaming somebody and making them think like, you're not enough, you're not great enough, or you're not strong enough. Like, we really have to understand that at one point the teacher was a student, and we gain all this knowledge, and then we just say to ourselves, well, I have to worry about me. No, I have to worry about everybody that I come in contact with, because God has given me a flock, and whoever my flock is, I have to tend to that flock, and everybody in that flock is going to have a certain job. So we have to be more aware of that we have to look out for each other, that it's imperative that we look out for each other's well-being, because you never know who's relying on you, on your words, on your posts, or whatever. And because you could be relying on somebody else and not tell them that. And, it could be Kevin or Grady or you just saying something, posting something, and I could be looking forward to that every single morning. But I may never hit a like button or say anything, but if I don't see it, that can be me coming off the edge. But I think sometimes we're afraid to kind of show who we really are and show that we really care about people.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do that, you're letting the next person know that, well, you're not important. I don't care about you because I'm not, letting you know. You can tell somebody you love them, but sometimes you also have to show, and you have to tell them. You have to remind them of what they are to you. And when they know what they are to you, they're going to want to, bond with you and know that, hey, look, I have your back and I know you have my back. So, if we're under attack, we're both under attack. And then if we have to call for backup, we're going to call for backup.
Call for backup. Kevin, you had something to add to that?
Yeah, because what Grady was saying is very true. We always under attack, but we have to also understand why we under attack. We under attack all the time because they realize the kings that we are, and they know
that.
And if they know, given the fair opportunity, we will take over, and they don't want to take over. They want to be in control, and so we understand that. Then we will fight stronger and fight harder, because we know we are the kings, and we know that the stuff, the choices they're making, the laws they're creating to try to keep us oppressed, they're doing that because they are fearful of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to understand that they don't do anything to try to hold us down because we whack. They know how great we are.
Absolutely.
So now it's my responsibility, it's Gray's responsibility, it's Ron's responsibility to take that understanding and apply it to all our other fellow brothers and make them know that they are kings, they are great, and everybody might not have my experience, but it's my responsibility as a brother to help them understand their greatness, to help elevate them to be the best power they can be. Mm-hmm. And know that whatever people are doing to try to lower you down, they're doing it because they're fearful of you and they know your greatness. And I need you to know it too.
So let me ask you this question, Kevin. Hey, now you say now that you're great, that you're a king. Did you always know that, or did you walk into this? When was your awakening to that? if you didn't always know?
Well, for me, I knew.
Okay.
My father, that was a blessing for me to have a active father in my life. He taught my brother and I that, early on growing up, that we were kings, we were great men. And he applied that into our life all the time, made us understand that. And so then therefore he did not allow a lot of excuses, because kings and great men don't use excuses.
They can't do it. Can't do it.
Either you're gonna do it or you're not. But what you're not gonna do is create excuses. So
You have to take responsibility.
take responsibility. And so that's and then at 18 is when he started really showing me about the law of attraction and speaking positivity and manifesting my life how it's supposed to be. So I knew that early on. And so I think where I'm at right now is I realized there's a lot of men out here who did not have the opportunity I had with my father. And so I'm using what I've learned from my father and apply it to them in their life to help them out.
That's good. So anybody else want to chime in on that? No?
As far as like knowing,
Yeah.
knowing you.
Like knowing how you're go ahead.
For me, I never really, and it's nothing like bad to say about it, but I never really knew it like coming up, like being raised by my dad. It's when I started to research, like learn more about myself, and I started to learn the origin of my name, because like my step grandfather, his name is Ronald, and then my uncle, I've met him once in my life, his name is Ronald. So I always say these questions like, where did my name, who was I named after? And I was in my step grandfather's life. He was in my life until he died. But like I said, I met my uncle once. So when I found out the true the nature of my name, like what it really meant biblically, I realized I had to step into it. And, I've always had like a confidence since like I was like middle school, as far as I know what I wanted, or I knew what I wanted, but sometimes I didn't know how to get there. So once I started learning more about myself, I started learning that, there is no excuses. Whatever you want, then you have to find a way. A way may not just fall into your lap. If you want to get that big house, find a way to get that big house. If you want to, start that corporation, find a way to get it, So once I was able to tap into myself and really get to know myself more and, sit down and spend time with myself, which I see not a lot of people do nowadays, is spend time with themselves to be able to tap in and listen to what your inner self is telling you. It'll tell you all the things you need to do to prepare for the next day, to prepare for that next big project. And, once I did that, I was able to see the courage. I seen the fighter inside of me, and I just had to really pretty much put it on the outside. If it's inside of you, you can manifest it to the outside. So you got to be at one with yourself and in sync with yourself, with your inner self and outer self. And once I seen that, and once I started feeling that, I was just I gravitated to whatever I was into. If I was going to do something, I was going to do it. And there was nothing that was going to stop me to do it. I always want to make sure I was doing the right thing and standing up for what was just and what was fair. So if I was going to go in that direction, it was nobody, even if it came to losing my job, which some things like that happen sometimes, where I was, my job was threatened by me just doing the right thing. I was never afraid of it. I just kept going with it because, like Kev said, like that's their trick. They're going to try to, put you down. They're going to try to threaten to take something away from you. But, the enemy don't work, So at the end of the day, he's not concerned with your job, but
Right.
That's just his way to scare you. Like, how am I pay my bills and do this? Like, man, God to figure a way out for you to do that. God already has the way figured out for you to do it. So, when it comes to these battles, when it comes to all these things we're going through, we really got to trust him. And he's given us the confidence from when we were born. But I didn't tap into my confidence until I was like in middle school, when I started to get to know myself better. And as I got older, I see a lot of people didn't know themselves. And so some of the things you hear me speak about on YouTube is just telling people how to like look at things differently, but also telling them like, take the time to really speak to yourself and find out, what your inner being is really telling you to do and how it's telling you how to go about it. Because it's giving you the blueprint. It's giving you the map how to get there, but you got to put the time and the work in.
That's so true. And I really like that because I think that that's a problem with a lot of people is they haven't yet figured out the how to, and until you figure out the how to, then you really can't get any further. So what you identified with was taking that time for yourself to find yourself and to stay connected to yourself. So do you have like a particular like a ritual that you do daily to keep you grounded, and anybody can share if they have a ritual that they do?
I would say as far as like a ritual, I meditate sometimes. I have some videos on YouTube as far as that's like 8-hour meditations and things like that. You can do that. I mean, for me, it's different. But one of the main things that I do is I'm always doing a self-check. I'm always, and when you hear it, it'll sound like I'm crazy, but I'm always talking to myself, because if I do something to offend someone, like my inner being would tell me, like, you was tripping. You could have did that a little bit differently. You didn't have to go about it that way. And I'm not afraid to apologize. So take the time out to really hear. I mean, some people may take it as a conscious. Listen to your conscience. It's going to tell you everything. And I really mainly focus on that. I listen to my conscience, and I'll ask myself, could I have went about that in a different way or a better way to not hurt that person's feelings, or to better uplift that person so they can see what I'm talking about and actually go towards their goal in their direction in the way that they're going to go about it. We all have different goals, and we all have like different paths to get there, but there's a right way, and there's a way of stepping on people's toes and hurting people to get there. But really what I do, I just self-check myself every single day. If there's something that I was dealing with and my ego was in the way, if I got to reach out to Kev or somebody, I'm gonna reach out and just let them know what's going on. Like, hey, could I do you hear any ego in my voice or things like that?
So you have an accountability partner. You rely on other people to help you stay.
But you also have to stay in tune with yourself, because, like I said, I may not be able to call Kev 4 o'clock in the morning. So I have to be able to speak to myself and figure it out. Like, hey, what's really going on, and read the word. I have a men's devotional book that I read that will kind of let me know, like, as far as like how to go about things. Is we can always think we have the best idea, but if you just take a second to just stop and think about it, is there a better way you can go about it? And read whatever information that you read. For me, it's a devotional Bible, but then you can really just take that step back to see how you can take 2 steps forward. And it's really all about thinking before you do and thinking before you act. And if you just take that second and say to yourself, if whatever I do to this person, whatever I'm about to do right now, is this going to build this person up or tear this person down?
Absolutely.
And we do things off impulse. So we have to just be aware of, doing things off impulse.
That's absolutely right. Anybody else want to add, Brady?
I want to say, now this is what I do. I hold myself responsible. I used to try to look for a circle of people to motivate me or to encourage me, but sometimes you have to take initiative on yourself. Everything starts with self, and in life, and I'm learning this as I get older, that life is a practice. Every day you have to practice being a better person, practice research, studying, reading, and learning your craft, finding your dreams, and try not to get distracted, because a lot of times when you get so close to accomplishing something that's really great, distraction will pop up. And the thing is, and also things will come up with between family and stuff. So you got to learn how you balance family and business and stuff like that. So you really, want to really focus on yourself and get to a quiet point. Because I do like my best, I guess, research and studying of meditation at a.m. in the morning, maybe like between 1 o'clock a.m. to 3 a.m. That's when I receive my message. That's when everything is quiet and it's calm, so I really can receive more, and I grow more in the late midnight hour. And the thing is, I just hold myself accountable, and I'm in competition with myself, not nobody else. That's it.
That's good. That's good stuff. So
And for me, I have a morning ritual. I do not turn on the TV or look at my phone for the first hour and a half, because you look at the phone, that's going to make you react. I'm not trying to react. So I want today to set the tone how I see my day and the spirit I want to have. So I don't touch the phone. I don't touch the TV. So I'll hydrate first, and then I will go and I'll meditate for like 20 minutes to a half an hour, and then I'll pray. And then from there, I will listen to a video on YouTube to that morning inspiration or morning inspiration. Then I'll go to the gym and work out. I don't turn on the radio on my way to the gym. I try to just keep quiet, still stay quiet, and then I'll start listening to music at the gym. But and still then I don't touch my phone. I want that to be my time for myself, because once I start at the phone, that my time, my energy start to go towards the other stuff. And I want to dedicate my time for myself for the first hour and a half.
That's good stuff. I just got a question, and the time goes so fast. We almost at the end.
Yeah.
But you mentioned it, Grady, about how do you manage the business in the family? I know that are you single or married, Ronald?
I'm single.
Okay. And Kevin,
Single.
single, and Grady's
Man,
married.
I'm the only married one on here.
Okay, so
You
great.
guys are so
So
lucky.
great. But I mean, I'm sure you may be dating or have, got girlfriends or significant others or whatever. But how do you manage the business, because you all are entrepreneurs, business owners, got a lot of stuff going on. How do you manage the making sure that everybody is happy, or everybody can understand what's happening, where you have to go through certain processes? Because I know that as a business owner, things are never even. Sometimes you might have to put 15 hours into your business, and you might have to say no to some other things, or you may have to, and then it's, just different things to do. So I want you to start that conversation, because I think, Grady, you probably have the more complexity going on, that you have a dog too,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you want me to go ahead and kick it off?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know where to start, but I know where to start. I don't know which one I want to lead with first, but like that. Oh man, dealing with family. You got to spend time with them, and it's crazy. And the dog is barking, so it's trying to thinking that, should I make the sacrifice? Should I stop the show, or should I just do it? I don't know. It's a battle. It's a daily battle, but I'm going through the process, and I just try to make the best decision. And what I'm learning too, sometimes we have to sacrifice for the business, because the business is going to be there. Because one thing, this is what I learned in the past, I blew $1 million deal, a business deal, by putting family first before the business, which I should have I should have been more assertive with the business, and took advantage of that opportunity. And a lot of times you may have to sacrifice family. I know a lot of millionaires and billionaires, successful people do it. Successfully clues. You follow the successful people, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, most of them put business first, and they made the sacrifice. Some even lost their families, but end up, becoming successful. So sometimes you have to pick the red or the blue pill. But like I said, it's a process I'm going through and trying to work it out through communications.
My question then is, would you value your family over your business, or would you just have like a conversation, hopefully, to get everybody on the same page?
We'll have a conversation, because I value my family. But if sometimes family, if you have to choose between, because you're in the midst of, I'm in the midst of generational, a generational life change. And if we can just let one hiccup mess that up, you never know when you get that opportunity again for a generational life change. So the thing is, try to get everybody on board. If they don't see your vision, a lot of times people don't see your vision. You have to be prepared to be uncomfortable. If you have to be by yourself, sometimes you have to be uncomfortable. I can't think of the name of the story, but this guy was like, he saw this dog that was moaning and whining on the porch. And the guy said, "Hey, why is he whining? Why is he making all that noise?" He said, "Oh, he's just sitting on the nail. He's sitting on the nails. And when he get tired, he'll move." And that's what happens. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable to be able to move, to make changes. So you may have to make some uncomfortable decisions, some unusual decisions, but you can't let your feelings for your family change. But it's on them to be on board. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm trying to be in the mindset of, just getting everybody on board of the vision, because this right here, can change. It can change lives, family lives, and friends' lives. But yeah, communication is key. You just have to keep practicing communication. I hope everybody get on board.
Right.
You back, Wanda?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't go nowhere. You just thought I
Okay.
left. You just thought I went nowhere.
I-
So Kevin, answer that question for me. How do you manage that?
It's all about communication. I agree wholeheartedly with Grady. Communication is key. But at the end of the day, I have a vision for myself, and either you're gonna be on board with me or you're not. And I know everybody's not gonna understand what my vision is, because people are gonna want what they feel is best for me. What's best for me is not what they want. But So, but I communicate. They know I'm doing this, so I'm not gonna be as available as I used to.
Mhm.
That's gonna be an adjustment that they have to make, not I have to make, but they have to make that adjustment because otherwise, if I continue to try to do what's pleasing to them, am I won't be happy with myself? And
Mhm.
so that's how I explained it to them. Everybody's not gonna understand it. Everybody's not gonna be happy with it, but that's okay.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, it took maybe to this year for my dad to really understand what's going on, and now he's like all on board. And so, and he had to respect the fact that, regardless of the fact if people don't understand what you're doing or why you're doing it, you're gonna still push on regardless. Because at the end of the day, everybody's living their life how they see fit. I have to live my life how I see fit, and you can be on board with it or you're not. That's how.
Is there, do you find like there's a problem when you go, because if you're dating, do you see that there's a problem with people understanding the sacrifices that it takes to be in business
Yeah,
sometimes? Yeah.
No, they don't understand the sacrifice.
I've had that situation where I don't think they fully understand what you have to what being in business really entail. Is not a 9 to 5,
Mhm.
10 to 6. I see when I wake up sometime at 3:30 in the morning. Who do I see sometime up at 3:30 in the morning? Wanda D. Hollis.
Yeah.
And
You
so,
don't see me up. I don't be up. I be up, but I don't be up.
right, you be up though, but
Yeah. Yeah.
we up, we could be working up early, and if we have to, we have to work late.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked like around, like I did, 20, 24 hours, 12 hours, and it'd be like, what day is it? I don't quite know. Uh-oh. Who is that? Is that me? I don't quite
No,
know
that's me.
what,
I'm sorry.
okay. I don't quite know what day it is sometimes, but I find, and I know that it's about you all, but life is life. And where it comes to people, and you mentioned communication, you have to have that communication. Do you tell people going into that? Because I know you're single. Grady, he doesn't have that luxury. He has a family and they have to figure it out. But when you're in the dating world, then how do you position your potential, you know, person to understand what you're doing? How do you have that conversation?
For me, I'm big on communication. I'm very open and direct, and I tell them this is how my life is, what it entails, and because I want to give you a fair option to say,
Mhm.
can you handle this or can you not? And because you got to, but I got to be completely 100% honest about what my life is right now, what's going on in my life. You know, I'm not saying I can't create time for you, but a lot of times if you have that expectation that you might need a lot of time from me at this present moment, I might not be able to give it to you. If that's okay, fine. If
Mhm.
not, you have that choice at this present moment to say, you know what, I like you, but I need more than what you can offer me at this present moment, and I will have not be upset about it.
Mhm.
But I'll give you the option to make that decision.
Mhm. Okay. Ronald, do you have anything that you want to add to that conversation?
I mean, they said
Or they
majority
pretty
of it.
much covered it?
Yeah, they said they pretty much covered it. I would say just buy everybody understanding glasses and try to employ as many family members as you can, so they can understand that, if I don't do what's necessary, then I'm not gonna have a job. But
Mhm.
every day is gonna be different. Every day is gonna be a battle, and you just have to make sure you put on that armor and go about it and be strategic about it. No different day is gonna be the same. So just be strategic about it and do the best that you can. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If I was in these brothers' shoes, I'd be successful a long time ago. Because simple, man, to me, it just seems simple to me. If they don't want to do it, just turn your phone off. You ain't got to answer to nobody. You just you. You know what I mean? Boy, I wish I could I wish I was a genie sometimes. I wish I could just rub a lamp and make something happen.
Oh
Or
my
freeze
goodness.
somebody until I get this work done.
Well, you
That's
know what? You know what? This is a conversation that is this definitely we need a part two, because I didn't even, What is this? I'm
It-
okay.
yeah,
Hold on. It's crazy noise. You know I go crazy when I hear noise.
yeah.
Um, what I what is
Little
most
part.
important to you during this time of this change? You know, everything will not go back to the way it was. So, what is it that's most important to you now during this period of time, being a black man in America, and what that looks and feels like? What type of pivots had you had to do in your business? And again, I'm gonna state the question again: what is most important to you right now? And that's a question I want all of you to answer.
Uh,
For me, the change in this state and time we at right now, I like we talked, you talked. I just see it as a way of reset and renew, and so I'm taking this time to reset my mindset of how I see um, relationships. You know, it's giving me a chance to actually put forth more time in relationships that I didn't before. Um, it also has made me force me at times to shift how I do my business as a coach, as my shows, and what I want. Because how we did it before may not go back to that way. So for those who were resistant, like myself, sometimes it's like the universe is telling you this is how you got to go. And since you didn't want to go on your own, I'm going to force you that way. Go ahead and do it. And so
Mhm.
that's how I see it. You know, so I see a major shift of how I do my things business wise, with my brand, but also for me is just maintaining peace. You know, even in this crazy time, you know, still find a way to create, you know, maintain and create peace, and still be a light to other people during this dark time.
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
good stuff.
he stole mine. I was gonna say peace and cooperation. You know, a little teamwork. That's most important with getting your goals accomplished. You know, you need a teammate, you need that partner to help you. If not, don't hinder me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's most
Maintain
important.
peace, and you say partners have a good partnership.
Team and cooperation. No, working together.
Cooperation, okay.
Yeah,
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 and I think too, would you say like collaborations is
yeah.
this
Collaboration.
probably more collaborations now than probably before?
Absolutely,
Yes, yes. It's more now.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it out there. I want to collaborate with Grady Taylor. How about that?
Okay, well, we can make it happen, brother. We definitely can make it happen. Yes.
I love it. I love it. So I just want to read some of the comments here. I think I hopefully Ronald will come back. He has some great giving us some great stuff.
I
I
know.
don't know what happened. Maybe his phone died. Shimia said yes, need a part two.
Mm-hmm.
She's working right now. You know, that's my co-host right there. Shimia,
Hey.
what does this mean, Shimia? Night toe. Oh,
Night
night owl. Okay, I couldn't even read it. Oh my goodness. Okay, night owl. So any last words, because you
Oh,
know,
I'm going live in a few minutes.
oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. You got to go. So
Yeah.
any last words, Kevin? I know you got anything else going on that you want to let the people know.
Um, the the book is the next thing that we got coming out. I'm still pushing 20 Beautiful Men. So those who are interested in purchasing that book, reach out to me. I have a special gift for those who purchase the book. Uh, and, and I'm in the works of
Okay.
revamping some stuff. Um, I'm in talks with Lotus about doing the comeback, and
Hmm.
I will also do another show called Conversation with Coach Kevin. So I have a lot of that I'm planning for 2021 to come back with a vengeance.
Well, that's
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Grady, you got to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want
So
to just dip out on you.
no,
But
that's
but
okay.
my
So
closing
everybody,
point.
go ahead, Grady.
Well, I was good advice. Hey, just practice on being consistent every day and just work harder than the day before. Make sure you write notes on your success and your failures and just study them. Just make yourself better each and every day.
I love it. Thank you so much, Grady. I'll see you in a minute.
All right.
So Kevin,
Wanda.
I really appreciate you for spending some time with me today.
Anything for you, ma'am. Anything for you.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you. And I'm pretty sure that everybody was enjoying it because it's a lot of people out here watching.
I
And
appreciate that.
and I like that because this is the aim that I have in life. You know, we have to lift our voices up even if we're nervous and scared.
Mm-hmm.
This especially is the time for us to be vocal because of what's going on. And if you agree with it, fine. If you disagree, then let people know because this is that defining moment and to me where it'll show what were you doing in a time of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, were you creating more chaos or were you perhaps building a new house to live in?
Right.
And because, you know, I'm in this space of media and marketing and promoting and, you know, educating and just helping getting in where I fit in, it's very critical now to bring positive content
Mm-hmm.
to a world that is crumbling with negativity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you think about how everybody's walking around with masks, not speaking, that means energy is stagnant.
Absolutely.
And we know how energy moves.
Yes.
You know, like coming together here is fine, but you have to get out and touch people. You have to get out in the room with people in
Mm-hmm.
order to live healthy.
Right. I agree.
You know, so for that I really truly thank you for allowing this day.
And I would say thank you to you. You know, it means a lot to us as Black men that we have been thought of by our queens. And to see all the lovely queens that's watching the show, it means a lot to us, especially people like myself and Ronald and Grady, who's out in the trenches and trying to be an inspiration to other people. So it's good to see that we have a queen and queens that's behind us and will support us while we still on the front lines trying to do our work. So we want to say thank you to you too as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So I will be seeing you real soon, like probably soon. What is it a new week yet? Or is this
Yeah,
Sunday? Oh,
it's
this a new week. Okay, right. This a new week. Sunday. So 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 I'll see you. I don't even be knowing what day it is. So I will see you soon. And again, thank you so much for coming on
Thank
to
you.
the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. Yes. So you all have heard from just a few of some positive Black men that I know. There are tons of them out here. You just got to look for them. Yes, there's some, but hey, none of us are perfect. That's not what we're striving for. We're striving to come together and raise the vibration. We strive to come together and help support each other. That's why the I Am Enough talk show exists, because your dreams do matter. And if you're interested in being a part of the show, please send an email to IamEnoughTalkShow@gmail.com. That is IamEnoughTalkShow@gmail.com. Go check out the DJ Grady Taylor show right now. It's happening right now on DJ Grady Taylor Radio right here on Facebook. You can check it out, or YouTube. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock because it is day 50. Can you say 50? It is day 50 of 100 days of motivation to manifestation. And I'm so excited to be bringing this information. Just whatever the spirit puts in me, I'm bringing it to you, because guess what? We are going to wake up winning no matter what, because losing is not an option. No, sir, and no, ma'am. That's my time, guys. You continue to be great. Know that you are always enough. You're more than enough. And I love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peace and bye for now.